where have you seen the most growth over the last, like, how long have you been there? Like,
I started in June.
okay. So you haven't really been there
No,
long enough to really see,
yeah,
like kind of growth. But I suppose what we could say is where do you envision that growth to be in the future?
sure. Yeah, I'm still fairly green to the position, so I'm still learning quite a bit. One thing that I've been trying to incorporate more, we just started this. It's a new program we started up in January, I think, actually. So we've officially become like a host agency for the Associates for Training and Development. I'm going to butcher the name on this, so I'm not going to say it. I can't remember the exact name. It's too many letters. So what we do is we provide job training for those who've been out of the workforce, who are above the age of 55 and who are below the poverty line. And 20 hours a week for a period of up to 3 years, we train this person to develop certain skills that would be attractive for others in the workforce. So we have someone right now. I think he would be mostly geared to working like in a grocery store and providing customer service, a position like that. But we're gonna have somebody else coming in at some point later on down the line. I think maybe late March, early April, helping us with our data entry for our clients that we have like in these big binders. It's all like paper and pencil and get a little tedious sometimes. Sort of updating our database to reflect all of that, and this will hopefully help him find a job that does a lot of like data entry work, a lot of something along those lines. So really just trying to tailor training for someone to re-enter the workforce that hasn't been in the workforce in quite a while for whatever reason. Not really sure why. Uh, it can be for like a health issue. It can be for family issue. It's really not our business to ask them, but we're here to provide training and help them meet their goals,
Right.
which
Oh,
is
what a nice way to support and get help at the same time. It sounds like a nice win-win for everybody.
yeah. And the program we're involved in, it's at no cost to the pantry. We provide like instruction. We provide it's like an in-kind donation to the organization,
Yep.
and you develop these really strong relationships with the people you're working with, and it just sort of helps them get back into like the work environment. This is how you handle yourself in a work environment, and these are the skills that you need for the work environment. And it's been a really rewarding experience for the I think 2 months now that we've been involved in the program.
Nice. Very, very nice. What are some of your favorite things to do in your free time?
In my free time, wow. I think I hinted at this a little bit. I love music. I love the history of music. I trying to play the guitar a little bit. I recently just inherited a banjo from a friend of mine. But I also like collect CDs. I collect, well, vinyls as well. I'm a big vinyl collector. I have a lot that I'm listening to music constantly. It's always blues music, always listening to music. But I played baseball through college, so I'm a big baseball fan too. I was a catcher for about 14 years. I loved every minute of that. And if I'm not doing that, I'm either outside chopping some wood, working in the garden or something, or um, what else do I like to do? Oh, bowling is a big one. I'm a big bowler. I know, I'm surprised too. Yeah. I've been bowling, honestly, this is kind of embarrassing. I've been bowling for 23 years.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I'm not even 30 yet, and I've been bowling for 23 years. I bowled a perfect game when I was in college, and I've been enjoying doing it ever since I was a kid. I bowled with my dad when I was in college. It was a lot of fun. So I'm trying to get back into that at some point. It's been a little tough. There's not a whole lot of bowling alleys around here, but that's
Nope.
definitely a big one. Yeah.
Oh, that's great. It's very unusual.
Yeah. And obviously a big outdoors person. I love to go hiking. My girlfriend and I love to go hiking. We trying to go back to Maine at some point, where we hiked at Acadia a couple of years ago, and I loved it there. It was fantastic.
Yeah, I did honeymooned in Acadia. Well, is there anything that you might like to add?
I suppose I should loop back a little bit to what we do at the pantry. One thing I do try to mention to people at any time they come through is that any information they give us is strictly confidential. We don't ever share any information to anyone. The only thing we ever do report to is like to the county or the government or whatever about numbers. So no names are ever released. Um, I know some people are kind of concerned about that sometimes, but that is one thing that we always say. Nobody's going to know you've been here. Um,
Yep.
and I think that provides some comfort in a way, but that's one very brief thing I wanted to add to that just to make sure that if somebody sees this elsewhere, that we're not spewing information about anyone else anywhere.
Right, just the data on the numbers,
Yeah.
and that's an important part for your funding, I expect.
Yeah, definitely. Because we do receive the HIPNAP grant through Feeding America. We're required to report that each month. And it's pretty simple. It's not too bad. But yeah, I mean, I would like to share that I'm definitely a little concerned about the SNAP allotments, what's going to happen into the future. I don't think that's sustainable. And I am genuinely concerned for those who are sort of like on the edge of things. I hope that things start to go their way and not the other way. But if they don't pan out the way they'd like it to, that's what we're here for. And anyone is welcome to come to us. We serve everyone at least once, even if you're out of our service area. And we can even continue providing distributions to those who are still establishing relationships with the local pantries. Even if you live in Schenectady, New York, and you come to our door, we'll provide food for you at least once until you find a local pantry near you to establish a relationship with.
Nice. Well, that's definitely a great resource for people throughout our region. If somebody wanted to become a volunteer, is basically are you in need of people, or
We're always in need of volunteers. We can certainly always, if we can't find them like a regular shift, we can always add them to our sub list. Where we always need subs to our sub list. I think we're at like 130 volunteers right now, and we're trying to, build that network up a bit for the future and stuff as people go on vacation and stuff. And volunteers, we can't hold their feet to the fire like you would a paid employee. So people take vacations and they have to go places. So having a larger volunteer network is definitely key to our success.
nice. Well, I will definitely make sure that we include that information in anything that we promote out too. So good. Well, thank you so much for your time. I
Oh,
appreciate it. It's a
thank you.
Monday night, Tuesday,
Yeah, I think it's
Monday,
a Monday, and
right?
I
Monday
for whatever
still.
reason thought today was Tuesday all day. I don't know
I
why.
know. Yeah.